Hey, it is 10:10 I wanted to pop on quick and say hey and say thanks for all the orders for what do we have here? Thanks for all the orders for the four-piece geode mold and the single geode molds and I wanted to show you some of you know I've been working on these embossed tiles. I didn't document the process. I did take pictures of the first layer when they were done, and I posted them up. So if you're on my Facebook page, lekranchcreations, you might have seen them. But what I did was I took just a blank tile, bathroom tile, and then I used my stamper and embossing powder and the glue pen, and I just put it straight on the tile, just the way it is. Hello, who's ever watching? And then I used the different. Oh! I'm making a mess here. Excuse me. Let's put the light down there. Okay. So then I put the powder on there. I tried doing it in different colors, and tried to get the peacock feather look. Some of it worked, some of it didn't, and then I just used a piece of paper and I knocked off one color at a time and then did the next color and used a different piece of paper so that I could keep putting my powders back into the jars and conserve as much as possible. And then I took my torch and I use a torch. Heat gun tends to blow these embossing particles around, and I don't like that. So I use the torch and I melt it onto the tile. And I do this over top of resin work as well. I guess I might as well just show that quick. So here's a tile that was already done, resin cured for a really long time. I let my tiles cure for a really long time up on a couple shelves out of the way and just forget about them for a while so they get nice and hard. So I actually do it on top of the resin too. So then I did a clear coat over top of just the white tile. And when I did that, because it was just a plain tile and there was nothing for the resin to grip on, a lot of it pulled back on the edges. So then I thought, okay, well, I'll just cover that up with gold leafing. So you could see like it pulled back. I don't know if you can see it. The lights are kind of bright, but it pulled back on the edges here. And so I put the gold leafing on, and I knew I would have to do another coat to hold or to make the gold leafing look the best that it could. So I finally, I let them cure for several days. I had other things going on. And last night I finally was able to put the final coat on. I did do masking tape on the back of them for the second pour. And then I had to do more gold. I do the gold pinata that you can get on Amazon in 4-ounce bottles or little bottles, but the 4-ounce is the better deal. And then I get these adhesive cork backs from Amazon. I believe I buy them in a pack of 80, and they are already have adhesive on them. Oh, hold on a second. Oh, where did that go? I just saw a spider. I don't appreciate spiders crawling around my workspace. But I scared it away. Anyway, so I get these, they're peel away. They really stick excellent. I don't have a problem with them. So I put them on the back and I press them down. So this has the second coat on it, which I don't think there's a good way to show this. If you could see the light shining on that, see how shiny that is. The shine goes from side to side. So I mean, I think they came out pretty. I like them. They're not perfect. They're pretty cool looking though. There's some specks of gold that stuck to the part of the tile. What didn't come off with me using a little bit of tape, I just left there. I just, I don't know. I like it. It's a little bit of a messy look, but I like it. And so all of them have their backs on them. Now, these aren't tiles that I could sell. If I was going to sell these, like normally I'm selling my 4 tile sets, I went down to $25. Um, I wouldn't be able to do that with these for a set of 4 because it took so many hours of work to make these. What I'm actually thinking of doing with these is using them for the wall in my peacock bathroom. So I'm really thinking about keeping them. If I do sell them, they're not good. They're not going to be the same price as a regular basic resin tile. So I'd have to think about that because of the time that I did put into them. And this one, since I'll tell you what, I did not sand them in between, and I should have. And I just completely forgot about that. I was just so excited to get going that I completely forgot to sand the first layer so that the second layer would stick. So on this one, you can see it a little bit right there. It pulled back on the edges and pulled back here a little bit. But since this is my favorite one out of them all, it's going to be mine. I'm not really going to worry about that. Um, as soon as they cure a little bit more, I'll go around and push the cork down a little bit better. But at this point, I don't want to push onto the front of it. These are all going to go up on the top shelf standing. I have them stand on their ends, leaning against the wall up on the top shelf, and I just let them be. And um, I don't, you know, little marks like these. I use the Stone Coat countertop um, resin because I had a half gallon I was saving to do my kitchen counters at the end of the summer, but I had family move in, and I'm not going to put everybody through the unseen vapors and all that stuff after what I went through with myself and my dog and my husband with this. So I decided to use up the other half of that gallon before it should go bad because I've had it about a year now. So on this one, there is like just a little mark here or there. I don't think I'm going to sand it and redo it. I'm just going to be happy with what I have. But I think that they turned out pretty cool. If someone was really interested in purchasing these, you could private message me, and I'll let you know with what I came up with. Now here's one that is silver. I used silver leafing on this one, and I didn't finish the back. I got the little silver paint out, so I was going to do a little bit of that, but I'm going to move these out of the way because I don't want to create a mess here. And if you're looking at this paper that I have as a background here, I make all this paper. Um, I do have a video way back in the beginning of my videos where I teach you how to take the white tissue paper, and I teach you how to make these different types of papers. So I want to grab a little brush. Excuse me. And I want to do the back of this one. I hope that shook up enough. It's not going to take a whole lot But since I didn't, this is Craft Smart. This is just a metallic paint. So with the silver, I don't have a lot of silvers. So I don't know how this is going to look, but we're going to try it out. So it's a lot lighter. This is a lot lighter than the silver gold leafing that I put on here. But I like to do just the edges. Because the cork doesn't come all the way to the very edge. So this is a little bit light. Lighter than I expected it to be. I could have put a gray down and then did this over top. Because if you see on the sides, I don't know if you could see that, how silver that is. And this is like almost transparent silver. I saw, who was that? When Epoxy Candy had sent me all the stuff to test out. They did send me the silver, but I saw the silver. I saw a silver that they had shown on their page at some point, like months ago. And I don't know if it was a wet paste, but it looked amazing. And I don't know if they ever actually put that out or if it was just something that they were thinking about doing. But I would love to get my hands on that silver. So after I would do that, then I would peel the back off of that, and then I would center it on there. So it's probably going to be okay. I mean, you know, people aren't staring at the back. I mean, but if they do flip it over, at least there'll be some color on the edges. So I'm just going to, and you know, these papers here are like that little swiping deli paper. And I also use the peel off papers on my shipping labels for the orders that I put out from my website. I use them as swiping papers as well. So if anybody has those, you'll find that they are very useful if you're doing resin swipes. So I just wanted to show how cool these came out. And I wish I would have remembered to sand it, but I think they look beautiful. Only really one of them where it pulled back on isn't a big deal. I'll probably take the old leaf and go up around the edges of this and just redo that one. So yeah, I'm going to come back and I'm going to unmold a couple of my geode slices on one of the new molds that I'm putting out, which is not listed up on the website, but it will be. So I'll be back in a few minutes. So rock on, people, make something beautiful. Check out lekranchcreations.com. Same name as the channel. All my social media is the same name as the channel. And if you haven't subscribed, subscribe, because we are getting so to that next giveaway. I'm pretty excited. Thanks a lot. Ciao.